History is funny. Sometimes you know instantly that the exact moment you are seeing will become the iconoclastic snapshot that we will remember for generations to come. But other times you have to look through telescopic lenses and re-examine a moment to find out this was the start of a nightmarish chain reaction. Yes, in this single play, the refs not only ruined this particular game, but them, along with a terrible rule, ruined the entire NFL. And I'm gonna tell you why that is right after this.
Yeah, it's a tough job making sure fellas manscape, but someone's got to do it.
What a moron, scratching his junk on a lunch date. He's not manscaping. Someone needs to trim down these bushes.
People wonder why I became a PI. Well, Manscaped has the best clippers out there with ceramic, non-rusting blades, and it's my job to make sure people use them properly.
Dick, I'm so worried. I found pubes everywhere. I think my man's cheating on me.
Oh, honey, your man is just using Lawnmower 2.0. At 5,000 RPMs, he's trimming his junk better than ever before. Relax. He's got something special planned for you.
In my line of work, you get lots of secret information, like how you can go to manscaped.com and check out their replenishment plans and get replacement blades sent right to your house, and also free gifts. And you can choose the frequency. See? Dick Clippers has you covered.
Oh my god, this is Manscaped. Thanks, Dick.
Yep, another problem solved. You know I take Venmo. The name is Dick Clip. Hello?
Yeah, so to find me, go to manscaped.com. Enter in my code POINT20 and get 20% off your first order and get free shipping. And we'll even throw this super secret shed travel bag for free. Tell them Dick Clippers, private investigator, sent you. I just want to be clear, I'm not actually looking at anyone's privates.
When this play happened, none of us knew at the time how much it would affect the NFL. Like the nature of the game itself, the next play is up and you have to move on from the car accident you just saw. Sure, there would be a lot more football left in the game, and the Saints even had a chance to win it independent of that bad call. But none of that fits the narrative here, so we're just gonna have to sweep it all under the rug. No, the fallout from that missed PI had some terrible side effects, much worse than nausea, a stupid lawsuit, and of course, diarrhea. In a rare moment of admitting that they made a mistake, the NFL enacted a rule change. Section 3, Article 10 states a play can be reviewed or challenged whether an act constitutes pass interference by an offensive or defensive player, Rule 8-5. This article applies regardless of whether a foul for pass interference was called by on-field officials. That's it. That's the 32-word addition to the rulebook that is about as meaningless as taking a future bet on the Dolphins to win the Super Bowl this year. When this new legislation was passed, it seemed like the NFL had finally done something about their own bullshit. No more missed egregious calls. Little did we know how this rule would be enforced and utilized. Let's look at some numbers, shall we? Through week 6 of the NFL season, 40 pass interference plays have been challenged, with only 7 being overturned. 28 of those challenges were that of a missed call, meaning no flag was thrown. And guess what? Only 5 of those actually resulted in a penalty. On the flip side, only 2 of the 12 called PI were reversed either. These numbers are indicative of what everyone already knows. Refs don't like to reverse their calls no matter how bad it was. Couple that with the fact that since October 10th, the coaches went on a 1-for-20 stretch of not getting any calls overturned, with the refs further doubling down on the fact that the honeymoon phase with this rule is over and gingers can slam the flag down as hard as they want, but don't waste your time questioning their authority. Let's look at an egregious example, like Jonathan Jones giving Golden Tate a colonoscopy before the ball arrives and not being called for it. Then, after review, the non-call being upheld. If this pass interference is obvious, here's what's even more pronounced is the fact that the NFL refs absolutely don't give a flying shit about this rule, nor changing a goddamn thing about it. And in other cases where PI was called where there was virtually none, it's clear this rule is more toothless than morning time oatmeal at an old folks home. Why is this ruining the NFL? So we know why refs wouldn't want to overturn their own calls. Nobody wants a statistical score sheet on how bad you are at your job. But in those numbers reveal something worse than the refs' unwillingness to reverse their mistakes. It's actually coaches overusing the challenge flag. The intent of the rule is to help reverse egregious missed calls. However, in its sweeping legislation that includes all PI being reviewable, it created a problem that most people saw coming. Coaches challenging everything, and of course, losing. Wouldn't you know it, that level of distrust between the refs and coaches is going to create a rift that the fans have already picked up on. The refs are clearly saying, keep crying wolf over there and we'll let your sister be the main course in a big tooth dog's dinner. So instead of the challenge being applied properly for blatantly missed calls, it's now causing everything to go into the same bucket. The big fat nope bucket, and tragically, the original problem isn't even being addressed. Hey, how about not missing blatant calls, you dumb f***s? As I alluded to earlier, this level of distrust in all facets of the rule taints the entire product. The refs are unfairly scrutinized down to the millisecond, making their jobs nearly impossible, and their backlash for that type of microscopic examination of their jobs creates a willfully ignorant, stubborn attitude. The fans feel as if they are being deceived or that their team is losing because of some intricate conspiracy to screw them out of a long pass play. The coaches don't know what to expect other than don't bother throwing that flag unless someone got assaulted with the hammer out there, and even then, good luck. It all adds up to a vicious cycle of mistrust that ends up with the product on the field being openly questioned by nearly everyone involved without a single ounce of accountability in any facet. And that's not good for the game, no matter how severe you think this problem is. What will be done? Sadly, not much can be done about the refs in this rule, at least for this year. This is typical of the NFL's poor management of their increasing problems. Band-aid, tone-deaf solutions that have ambiguous outlines and cause more problems than they solve. Some pundits like Mike Florio are already sundowning the rule, saying it's meaningless. Others have said the rule was put in just to have it be removed. It will probably stay on the books because the potential for a blow-up missed call is always there, but it is really doubtful that any language with the rule changes. They can't really add a passage that says challenges will only be upheld when we really f*** up versus those times when we only f*** up a little. What they did to fix the catch rule doesn't apply here, and that makes me sad. Lastly, the real solution is there needs to be more accountability when it comes to reffing. More resources need to be put into training. More refs need to be paid better to do a very difficult job. More underperformers need to be fired when they can't cut it. Hell, if StatCast can tell you how fast Baker Mayfield runs on a handoff, it should be used to tell you when a ref was out of position to make a call. Furthermore, the coaches need to understand the intent of the rule and tuck that red flag back into their stiff sock. And for all of us fans, we need to hope that a championship game or even a Super Bowl doesn't get decided by one horrible call. And even worse, them getting it wrong twice. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to visit Manscaped from my link below and use my code POINT20 and get 20% off your first order plus free shipping. I'm 5 Points Vids, and upon further review, you made it to my next video.